Leann from Walls Revive. Today we're going to be talking about something that is a very popular trend right now, and it's lime wash.
That's right.
Not just lime wash, but lime wash versus faux lime wash, which you do both.
That's right.
So let's get started with that. I'll get started with question number one. Let's talk about, what is real lime wash and how is it different from a regularly painted wall?
That's right. So real lime wash is made with natural components like authentic pigments and what's it called? Slaked lime. So it's all natural, and that means it's like highly breathable. It's a natural mold resistance coating, and it dries to like a supreme matte finish, and it has kind of a cloudy look to it. So that's the main definition of real authentic lime wash.
Okay, so what is faux lime wash?
We achieve that same kind of finish, but using just regular latex or acrylic paint. So,
is it easy for a homeowner to tell the difference between a real lime wash and a faux lime wash?
If done correctly, the faux one should look like, authentic lime wash. You can only really tell if you go up to, if you look closely. And the way I can tell is you take a wet rag, and if you push it against authentic lime wash, it will change color. It'll darken because you're wetting it. You're reactivating it. So that's kind of the main tell.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, which one is most practical for people in Edmonton? So Edmonton homeowners.
I don't know if it's really location based, but it's more like lifestyle. So if you have a room that you're not touch per se, I'm not going to say that real lime wash is delicate. It is if it hasn't been sealed. So like I mentioned, if you wet a rag and wipe it, you can actually potentially wipe it off. So it's not really practical in bathrooms or high traffic areas. But yeah, in general, either or. It just depends on your lifestyle for the most part.
All right. So are there rooms that work better for lime wash than others? Like where do you typically put a lime wash wall?
Normally, they're kind of considered like a feature wall. We can definitely do a whole room. It does get a little pricey though, because it's all manually applied. But in the past I've done typically around fireplace walls, something that you want to display. I have done powder rooms. So the main floor bathrooms, there's not a whole lot of water being splashed around in there. And actually I've had clients that say, they don't mind the lived in look because it does it's a kind of old world European type, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect.
Nice. That's really nice. I think that, having a different texture or a different color in your home just adds that extra spiciness.
That's right.
And uniqueness to it.
That's right.
Okay, now let's talk durability between real lime wash and faux lime wash.
That's right. Yeah.
What is the difference in durability and longevity?
Well, lime wash will last a very long time, and you can always layer it up and, to refresh it. If it starts getting kind of scuffed up and lived in, you can just keep reapplying. As mentioned, you can wipe it off. So if you want to avoid that, we can put a sealer on top. But with the sealer, it adds a little bit of shine. And that kind of defeats the purpose of the lime wash look, which is a matte to flat finish. But even paint, like normal paint itself, there's only so much durability in it, and that increases with the quality of paint that you purchase. And just like lifestyle, right? If you're rough on it, you'll notice. But at least with faux finishes like this, you can't readily see scuffs compared to just a white wall.
Right.
Exactly. So both of them are comparatively, durable.
Now let's talk about prep. What kind of wall prep is necessary for both faux finish lime wash as well as lime wash?
Right. Okay. So with authentic lime wash, depending on the product, the one that I go with is Pure and Original, and they have a specific primer that I need to use first. So of course, the wall has to be clean and not like a shiny surface. It has to be scuffed up, for any paint to stick, So I apply the primer, and because I want the best results. So I follow the instructions properly. So I have to let it dry. And that is the main difference. Probably going to answer another future question here, but the main difference is there's a lot of dry times, waiting periods in between authentic lime wash, whereas paint, you can, put on the first coat and wait minimal time, half hour, an hour, and depending on the product and stuff, and just reapply the second coat. Whereas lime wash, you do the primer coat, you got to wait a little bit, and then you put the first coat on, and usually like 8 hours later, you can do the second one. So there's that curing time in between.
Okay. So it's a different process to do.
Correct.
Like
yeah. And it hence costs more because you got to make multiple trips to
time.
Exactly.
Yeah. The time factor and all of that put into the bid of the job.
Correct.
So if somebody is looking to get a real lime wash finish in their home, they have to look at maybe a couple of days or more, depending on the amount of surfaces, right?
That's right. Yep.
I had a question. Let's say they have a high ceiling. So let's say they have 10-foot or higher ceilings and you're doing a feature wall in there.
Right.
How does that work when it comes to application, timing and all of that? Is the top dry by the time you get to the bottom? Like, how is it?
That's the thing. So authentic lime wash dries very fast, and you need to do at least 2 coats to achieve like the look that you're going for. And you can't really take breaks because you'll see with that dry pattern, especially if you go straight down. So you kind of want to make it like, sporadic and intentional, but, so it's difficult to do. I'd say like 10 foot is probably max. Anything taller, that might be interesting and difficult. I did have someone reach out a while ago wanting me to do like a whole pool area and like the ceilings and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm physically capable, because you just got to keep on going, and you can't have me and a helper doing it because our techniques are different. So it'd be like, that looks different over there compared to the one that I did. So it usually has to be only one person doing it from start to finish. And, it is quite labor intensive, hence the price. Whereas paint, you can, take your time a little bit. No, you can. Yeah, simply put. So there's the cost difference in there for sure.
Yeah. So let's talk to the DIYer, someone who thinks they're wanting to do lime wash. What are some of the mistakes that they make in doing it an authentic lime wash or even a faux lime wash? Well,
the mistakes I've seen, because people call me in to fix, like other work done by other people. They don't. So we'll go back to the prep part. What I have to do, what everyone should do, is use tape. I'm not a big, yes, I use tape when I have to. And this is definitely a case where you need to tape the whole perimeter of the ceiling around the trims and stuff, because I have seen where they don't, or maybe they have, but you can see inconsistencies in the corner. And that's what everyone's drawn to. Like, you want that cloudy look everywhere and not like swipe marks. Like, I almost have to give you a visual to talk, tell you what I'm talking about. The other mistake I've seen is they buy cheap applicators. So I brought my real expensive lime wash brush, and it looks like a deck brush, and some people buy deck brushes, but then what happens is the bristles go onto the wall. Hey, you got that extra added texture on there, but you also have, these long pieces of, brush bristles on the wall, and you don't want that. So that's the main thing.
getting the right stuff and having some time doing it, right? So you've done quite a few of these already. You've done both the real and the faux.
Right. Yes.
Because, just different applications, different areas, and also different costs.
Right? Exactly. Yes.
So when someone is wanting to get this done, so what are the price differences, let's say, between the real lime wash versus the faux?
That's right. So the product itself, the authentic lime wash, is, I've never actually done the math. It's probably at least double, if not triple, the price of regular paint. And then plus I have to ship it in. I think my supplier is in Calgary. So, I mean, it's not overly expensive, but I found someone that's, local enough that can get it in. That was the main issue when it first started becoming popular. I couldn't find it. I couldn't source it anywhere. So now it's more readily available. But so there's the product price and application price. It's nearly the same because I'm doing the same thing-ish, but because I have to return a couple times for authentic lime wash, you're paying extra for, the trip charges and
time.
Exactly, time.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Is there anything else that we need to know about the differences between faux lime wash and authentic lime wash in Edmonton?
Well, normally when people reach out to me, they're just like, hey, I want a quote for lime wash. And then so I usually am like, where are you looking for, authentic or faux? And we go through the differences. And more often than not, people are kind of swayed towards the faux because they get a little scared with them. Like, well, you can wipe off the real stuff, or like the price point and stuff like that too. The other thing to know is that when you want a quote from me, I do want an idea of what you're expecting. So like an inspiration photo off of the internet. So because there's so many different styles and, if we want to achieve your desired look, we need that inspiration photo. So, make sure you have something in mind, and then I can give you a proper price.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much, Leann, for sharing your knowledge with us and helping Edmonton homeowners really figure out what this whole lime wash thing is.
That's right.
And if you are in Edmonton, an area, and you're looking for someone who can do professional lime wash, look at Walls Revived, and Leann can come out and give you a estimate as to what that would be for both authentic and faux lime wash. Or if you just need some design consultation, she can do that as well. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next video.